Welcome.
Hey, it's Big Legend, homie.
Tired of narrative all changed. I'm here. Talk. Real talk. No yes man over here. I know you tell your news. On there pushing the wrong. Well, twins ain't we gonna try to fix those narratives. Give everybody a better understanding. Let's go. Welcome. Good morning, everybody. Good brunch, good lunch, good noon, and good night. Whatever time you're tuning in today to Talk, I just want to say thank you. Want to say thank you because you could be anywhere else. Heck, sleeping, my opinion. Okay, people, we're going live today. As you see, the topic that will be discussed today, and it's going to be losing Chadwick Bosman. So I have a special guest who's joining us today by the name of Sherri, and she's on IG as Body Right. She's in fitness, but give it a second to join so we can get this thing rolling. Get your tea, get your coffee, get your water. If it's tea, make sure it's green tea. And let's keep it. Maybe coffee too. Maybe black if you just want to get that good flush, because that's what it's going to do. Give me 1 second here. One check. 1 second here, people. Just waiting for her to join. There we go. One, two, 1, 2. How you doing? What's going on? Hello, microphone check. Can you hear me?
Now I hear you. You're a little low, but now you're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're loud and clear. So good morning. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful. This beautiful lady. She resides in New York. You know what I'm saying, and she has a lot of things going on her plate. I've met her through IG. So social media is good, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I love what she's doing with her fitness and her speaking. She has topics every week that's like, wow, blow me away. So I was like, no, I had to get a show because, time when I'm talking or on my other show, the Chop Team, and the fellas. So it's always good to get a woman's point of view, perspective as well. Because me, I like keeping it real. I don't want to be one-sided at all. And sometimes the conversation may be heated, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's okay to disagree as long as we together. You know what I'm saying? And hear everybody. So this morning, this week was probably a tough week for the Black nation, Black area across the. We lost one of our brothers by the name of Mr. Chadwick Bosman, and everybody who really knows him, he played in the movie Black Panther as T'Challa the King of Wakanda. So as you see, I'm rocking my Wakanda shirt. So if anybody's on IG or if you're on YouTube or you see the shirt rocking it right now, Wakanda forever, it is. But why, because the man has done a lot of movies, so not really based on Black Panther overall. I mean, his catalog is phenomenal. He played the God. He plays 42, which is black, powerful athlete, deal with racism in the real world. Black Panther is a book Marvel thing, you know what I'm saying? Fictional, whatever you want to call it, right? But it's home for us as far as like Africa. how we wish it should be, or it might be. We just don't never know. You know what I'm saying? He did far enough. You never know. There might be kind of somewhere, but
That was the point. That was the point of the movie, right? That it wasn't obvious to the eye.
right. It was in Africa. We didn't know where it was at, but the reason why it's pretty tough right now overall for losing him and for that role I kind of Black Panther is that when I was growing up as a young little boy, I love comic books and superheroes, little kid, and even now as an adult. But when I was growing up, my favorite superheroes were young little boy, the Spider-Man, Batman, Flash, those were I was growing up, which was pretty cool. One thing that got to me is like there's no black superheroes. The fact that we had Black Panther and our first real black hero that didn't really have any other flaws. We got Black, right? That sucker. He's a vampire. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, he was a hero, but it's like, he's a daywalker. They gotta be a vampire. Something wrong gotta be with him. You know what I'm saying? He just can't be a regular, or other black heroes were sidekicks. The fact that he the smartest guy in the world, technology afar than everybody, because my kids, Panther, my son and daughter love Black Panther. Not just, but the whole movie, of it. So that's their hero, as far as their super grown up, and Black Panther man. But in the movie, we had women, and if you pay attention, his army were women, strong women, powerful women. So it's those are some of the things there, just like so impactful in him. But Sherri, I want to give me your thoughts on that as well. Chime in.
Well, the first thing I guess that stuck out to me was the fact that he was with cancer for the last 4 years.
4 years.
And obviously in that frame, he just like, one, you never know what people are suffering with and dealing with, right?
Facts.
But to also that takes, because from what I'm reading, he was diagnosed with the stage in the third stage.
Yes. When
he was diagnosed, so it was already pretty far advanced, and to understand that the role that he was taking, right, the commitment to that role, even though going to chemo and taking, I'm sure, these medications that physically make you sick, in itself. And for it to come out and see everything that it was, kind of, I think it speaks to so many different things, and probably just, I would personally, but to the spirit of, and that's why I was able to have that type of impact, because it was more than just, it was so much bigger than that.
It was.
Yeah. Recently, when I had with the in my God, and I was like, okay, I gotta find something to replace this with, and I went and I replaced Black Panther, called it Camper, but he loved it. Like, even like a couple of days ago, when I saw him, he's walking around with Black Panther, and a lot of times we don't realize as children, because all we knew was the superheroes that were white, and there wasn't even anything that we necessarily racist about it, but if you really sit back and think about it, it's like, so Black there's only white superheroes, and like you said, there are other superheroes that have color to them, but they're not people. So Black Panther was iconic for all of those reasons, and to lose that, especially when we know there's supposed to be more to this series, is devastating.
Very devastating. very.
Yeah.
I mean, and then last week I talked about health as well, mental health for black men as well. So it's when you think about this year, forget 20 is probably the worst year ever in my. It's still going, God willing. But I mean, when you think about it, beginning of the year we lost Black Panther, which everybody knows, Kobe Bryant. And what? 7 months later, we lose Black Panther. I'm ready to restart button or just get to 2021 or something because I mean, we can't take a lot. I don't want to take any
and they're
losses.
very similar, like very close in age too, like young men.
Yeah, young.
Kobe and Chadwick, very young, and man, like to cancer, to a tragic accident, like amongst all the dealing with when it comes to people.
You already know.
On top of it, to lose, like iconic people, is
right, and not
the blows, and I mean not just because John Lewis. It's not, it's talking about people from our generation.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's even tough. Right. That's even tough because even when you think about it right now, we still, because rest in power for them, but we still here and we still have the daily fight every day. I mean, we just last Sunday, I didn't notice the same day I got shot in the back, Jacob, by the cops, and he's now paralyzed. He's down. That happened that same day. I didn't know until later on that happened. We're still dealing with the struggle of black. That, you know what I'm saying? On top of black men getting every other week or every other month, you know what I'm saying? We're losing black on top of that, like I said, cancer and stuff. But it's, when we can get that moment to breathe, you know what I'm saying? Chance, okay, today's gonna be a good day. Turn on the news, nothing bad. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, no such luck. Why fate chose not to close his fight with cancer?
I couldn't answer. But one thing I can say, his camp or his family, for 4 years, nobody knew that he had it. I mean, come on now. We have our friends that can't hold water. let's be honest.
Your mama can't hold water. Your mama gonna tell your auntie somebody.
So
right.
Kept that to himself. Wow. I mean, me and being stuck, whatever. I'm a type of man. Me personally, I'm not speaking for all men. I'm speaking for me only. I'm a prideful person, right? So, whatever case may be, let's say I did something, right? Or rather fight whatever I'm going through, struggle, whatever I need to get to make it before I ask somebody for any help. Because I'm that type of powerful man. I'm not saying what he did. I'm just speaking like, man, like why wouldn't I? I mean, I'm sure his family knew, his mother knew. I know those people knew, but I'm talking about people outside the circle. He didn't tell them because maybe he didn't want to deal with time. Okay, how you doing? And all day people constantly. It's the amount of race. Think about it. He's already stressed. He's already drinking the right foods, and teas and stuff. Just regular tea. He probably drinking stuff that don't take it all because he's trying to detox. By time, right? Absolutely. So he's dealing with that. One flight dealing with outside people. And come on now, he's Black Panther. That be the top every day. You know what I'm saying? How he's doing. Anytime you go to anytime you go to what's going on, is he okay? We saw him when I saw his pictures from the last couple of years before he passed away. I thought he was preparing for another role. I didn't think nothing.
Yeah. They let that be the narrative when they saw that he was so small.
Right.
That he was preparing for the role. Because remember when he was doing his
right.
it was very of that.
Exactly.
Right? But 50 was playing a cancer patient, I believe.
Right.
And he actually
the patient.
So yeah, I mean, I always want. I was thinking about that too. That maybe not want to, or just like a level of relentlessness. Like, yeah, this is not going to define me. I'm going to continue, so I don't want to be like Chadwick, you have cancer. You know, like not doing that. So dealing with that, and the film Black Panther, I think is, and 21 Bridges, because 21 Bridges is more recent.
Oh
And what's the Spike Lee movie?
yeah.
Five Bloods.
Yeah, the Five Blood. Yeah, the movie
Five Bloods.
it's on Netflix right now. People, check it out. I didn't check it out yet. But I'm definitely gonna check it out. Bloods. But I mean, look, let's talk catalog for a minute. That the movies that he played. So starting in 2013, he played 40 Jackie Robinson. James 2014. He played a god in Egypt, which is one of the smartest gods if you follow that, whatever you want to call it. He was the only black god, but he was the smart one, right? Then the message from the king. Now, if y'all didn't see that, that's really good. That's really good. I mean, I'll give you a little quick, but to like the end of the movie, whatever. But he's from Africa, right? Not Wakanda, but he's from Africa. But he comes to the States, sister, and I'm gonna stop there. It's really good. And then Marshall, good one. If you didn't see that, of course, Black Panther 2018. 21 Bridges was really good. And then the Five Bloods. Now, the reason why I speak of his catalog, he's playing strong, powerful men.
Right.
Okay? And as you know, in this Hollywood that we have in America, most men are not. You know, either they got played up as women, or they got to play a role where they're in their sexuality. You know, it's kind of like for the man, right? And that's the thing we talk about slavery and going back, but today. But when you think about his catalog, this man, as a black man, played a powerful role in all his movies. Gives you, it's kind of like in the same footsteps of Washington, right? If you look at Denzel Washington's, he got nothing but movies. You don't see him on time.
Yeah, nothing's gonna top Malcolm X, right? Like
right,
nothing's gonna top Malcolm X.
Right.
Yeah.
All his movies.
Training Day is a good movie, but when you talk about Malcolm X.
Facts. And then like, you wouldn't do any little blemish to Denzel, right? It could be Training Day because he's a good cop.
Yeah, but he played the hell out of the crooked cop.
King Kong ain't got no man. No, for real though. But outside, still a good movie. But it's a shame he had to play a Emmy Award or Grammy Award, whatever award it was. That's a whole nother one. That's a whole nother topic. But on top of that, but like I said, that's still a great movie. But all his movies have been phenomenal. I don't care how you play. So it was kind of like Denzel was not. I'm not they had conversation like that, but it's like he was passing the mental to him to carry it on as a black powerful actor that men can see as leaders. Like you don't sell for anything to get into, right? You don't have to play certain roles. You don't have to be, you have ethic, and
you can be a strong black man and still be successful. You don't have to. I was watching that a video about because of the thing, right? And you know how there's a Terry Crews,
right?
And there was another actor, I can't remember his name. I see his face, but he was saying that that's one of the things the day he put on a dress.
Brandon T. Jackson.
Yeah.
I follow him too.
It's true because he's saying like it seemed like everything in his started to fall apart, right? And here you have, and he listens to Chadwick in interviews. He says that he's been offered a whole lot of hundreds of too, and he turned a lot of them down because he wanted to do things that resonated with him. Because if you're really an actor, you're really serious about your craft. You really put it all in. You feel like I left it all on the screen, right? And to think even like the third group we all know is He struggled with that at first because he's like, well, he didn't want to catch flack for like him being a little bit more melanated trying to play third fiddle. But nobody even really because of the energy came. And I think that's where the tremendous loss is that, you know, he, like you said, when you're talking about a strong black lead, a strong black actor, you know, you need like, those Chadwick, and so like it seemed like there was so much team behind him. It's just very unfortunate.
Yeah, because with the media going on now, the younger generation, they follow these clowns that do whatever in the media. You know what I'm saying? So they make it seem like, you know, it's cool or whatever is this cool, all this stuff. You know what I mean? It's just that the young folks are going with that wave. So to have someone who's not with the young wave and creating his own wave means a lot. And that's why losing Chadwick was a big loss to the black community together. Just point blank, period. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, do you think say that again?
Do you think that for the storyline of it, there has to be another Black Panther? How that's gonna go off with that?
Okay, I'm a comic book head, right? So, so it's still going. It's not gonna be the same because there's certain character role you see that's what he is. Like for Hugh Jackman, I see he's Wolverine. I don't care what it is. I see Hugh Jackman, he's Wolverine. If I see Neo, or I'm sorry, Keanu Reeves, it's my Neo. I don't care how many movies he played. He played the hell out of John Wick. Hey Neo, no man.
He did.
There's certain roles that people play. That's who he is. I don't care. But yes, for Black Panther 2.
Is that fair to whoever comes behind Chadwick? I mean, to be honest, it's ginormous shoes to come behind him. And even if you get a solid actor, it's like, yeah, but that ain't Chadwick.
I mean, I know.
That's like when they replaced the first Vivian, right? Like it was like, nah, Vivian from Fresh Prince. Like,
no,
she's
not
cool and everything. That's not the real one.
Right, so, right. Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
I want about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be tough. I don't know how they're gonna change the story. I mean, after the snap happened, I mean, he came back and fought, but then they can change something. But sister Sherri takes over as Black Panther in the future, you know. So take over. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just I'm ready for Black Panther 2, but it's man. I mean, it's still going to sell. Like whoever takes the role to play that actor, just know it's not against you, sir. We thank you for stepping up to the table. Exactly. Listen, ain't nothing against you, brother.
It's gonna come with the territory.
Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, right. It's not against you. I'm saying, you know, stepping up and taking that role, and you know, because you know you're gonna get a lot. But Chad, but we love you though. We're gonna support you. I'm going to see the movie again, probably 2 or 3 like I did last year. You know, when it came out 18, I'm just watching.
I think Black Panther. So I probably know all the words. The couple times I've seen Black Panther.
Hey, yes. I said, yeah. We said it's a movie, and
you have to. I was saying that today. I'm like, I gotta watch it. Like, you know,
and the scene the first time after he becomes Black Panther, it's going to hit different watching it again. Like, oh my goodness, it's going to hit a lot of scenes. Yeah, a lot of it's going to hit different watching it again. Like, man, I heard, man, we need to bring him back ASAP. But yeah. Right.
You know, I was listening also to a while back when he was on the Breakfast Club, and he was, he's from South Carolina, and that, he absolutely racism. And, of course, I would imagine, he didn't say it so plainly, but that helped you kind of like James, Jackie Robinson or Thurgood Marshall, because
yes,
you grew up in the South, right?
Right.
So, and then you grew up in he was describing what was the city, a small town in South Carolina, but that it was definitely like overt and covert racism growing up, and how he channeled that And what's funny, I think Charlamagne asked him like, did he over-identify with any of the roles or anything like that? And I think he said along the lines, he learned from each one, like how to manage now today. You know, so like he learned from the story of James Brown how to be a better businessman. He learned from like the of Jackie Robinson and Thurgood Marshall. You know, he used those stories and used his portrayals actually to be a better man, and that's why those roles are so that who he was off screen was also a solid person, because if it didn't match, it would almost, or not match because that's kind of a hard thing to live up to,
right.
But if it wasn't, if he was solid,
genuine,
then it would have undermined the impact of the movie, because it's kind of like when I watched oh my goodness, Kerry Washington, Scandal. So I used to love Scandal, and then when what's his name, Harris, he got into all the issues off campus with domestic violence, drugs, and all of that. Undermined, like, it changed the impact that he had, because it's like, dang, bro, like, why you gotta be on some stuff?
No, I'm with you.
Yeah, if Chadwick had any type of issues like that were like pervasive or prevalent, it would have absolutely been a stain to what that those movies, because he didn't have that, at least that we know of. It was able for the movies and those roles to be as iconic as, and him leaving with them being on top like that, you know, his legacy on and off the screen, solid. Yeah, solid.
That's it right there. He didn't have any that we know, right? And I pray nothing comes out right, but that man had no blemish. I'm saying nothing like, oh, he had woman problems, or he did this when he was young.
Yeah, they said his wife.
Yeah,
he's married.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. That's why I said woman, but and didn't have any legal outside, and that's what, like, for me, gravitate for me to him. You know, there's certain actors that I like on and off screen. Like Omar Epps was my other favorite black actor as well. You know what I'm saying? So there's certain. I mean, it's not too many black actors I like, because the role. Yeah, I'm this black guy, cool guy, this and that, and then go home, then have a snow bunny. Like, what? Okay, that's not. I want to follow theirs. So no.
That's a whole.
It is, and I ain't trying to rebel. I'm just speaking for me personally, why I gravitate more to liking Boswell, because you know, integrity. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm looking for a model, but if I look at someone out there famous and that I kind of want to, like, oh man, this and this, I'm gonna follow him, and I follow him personally, like, of course, IG page, and I follow him personally, like, okay, these are people I want to see on a daily basis that I can kind of relate to, and you know, if he says this, and you know, that role. So if like you said, where his movies match up to what we do in real life, so that's what gravitates.
Yeah, because I think that, you know, a lot of pressure comes when you have such an iconic role. So you're like, have this first, like, black superhero is this leading role, there's all this media around it. If you would be like, if you would have had Scandal, they would have tried to be played and what that meant for black people, right? And so it is important that there wasn't any of that, because I think at the end of the day, our conspiracy theory, but it does seem that when we have people that are this level of, you know, iconic, or these moments, that there is something that they try to cloud it, and we didn't have that. And I think that's what makes it even better. That's what makes it even sweeter. It's like, yeah, we, you know, don't even try to do that.
We ain't trying to hear none of that.
And the fact I said that outside of the screen, there wasn't anything reported that we know, because we don't know the man that was brought to the concern around his behavior or whatever, that they tried to tarnish his. So that's Because that's what happened with COVID, right? They wasn't even in the ground.
Fact. And not even
So,
24 hours, right? Exactly. And so,
yeah.
so it's so yeah. So I mean, that's what I said. It's a huge loss. That's what I say. I keep saying it's not just that we lost man. It's the reason his his legacy. For days on, still play his movie and see what a great role and a great message the movie had. You know what I'm saying? And about the Black Panther, right, with the females, right? Right, we know T'Challa was a guy, and but I have a daughter. She loves Black Panther as well, but not just Black Panther. She loves the women of Black. So it for me, it means a lot to me because my baby dolls or dolls, whatever, right? Now, when I buy them, I'm sorry, they all black. Sorry, and then I get to this. Me personally, people, this Twins Inc. Me personally, when my daughter has a white doll, I'm like, whoa, what's this? Where does this come from? If there's a study on YouTube where they sat kids down, black kids, white kids, right, and they ask them which one's the child, and they pick the white doll.
Which one is not smart? Which one is bad?
Exactly.
And they both times said identify the black doll as some negative characteristics.
Exactly. Me personally, I don't raise. There's no racism in this house. I don't teach my kids to hate anybody, right? But I do teach my self-love. So the fact, she wanted to be. I could be saying this wrong, and she probably gonna get me. Or somebody gonna get me. But my daughter for Halloween, she dressed up. Well, we won't be sad about Halloween cool stuff, whatever. She dressed up as Nakia. I think one of his girlfriend. I could be wrong, but she dressed up. And then she got the piece for the Black Panther. The girl got the one groups. So that it's pretty cool. And I love it. And then we got a little handshake, whatever, and we still now. The movie's what 3 years old now. We still do it.
Yeah.
To this day.
Yeah.
And as my daughter, she can see that women are strong too. You know what I'm saying? She can see firsthand, and when she get older, she'll understand more. But in that movie, there was nothing that rated to make the black woman movie.
To be very honest, that, like I said, that could be a completely another subject.
Huh?
But power of that, right? So you never really, except for oh my goodness, I'm gonna mix this up, which is why it's escaping me now. You have where there's all female,
Okay.
right? And for black women especially, where it's that you could still be feminine, still women, but they were strong and that they were protecting the king. Broke down so many. The movie challenged a lot of things, but especially when it came to females and black women. Lupita's role in it, of course, was she wasn't in distress. She was like, yeah, let me get him. She was out there with him, and so it, like you said, it just reinforced that you don't have to be one or the other. That you could be both. That you could be who you are, be strong, and be feminine. And that it challenged those traditional stereotypes of what usually play, especially in superhero movies.
Right.
For my to help me out here, one is her bracelet. The superhero. Wonder Woman. Yes. Wonder Woman, in my opinion, every time I see her, not what I would imagine for Wonder Woman,
right?
But it appeals to a certain thing of when it comes to women, right?
Right.
Right. So yeah, strong as these things, she didn't look to me like what a Wonder Woman would look like, based on historically who she is and what she.
Right.
And so to see in Black Panther, I said they pushed past those kind of traditional representations of women in hero movies and movies that was dope too. And if it to be black women, it was like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Especially when she took the wig off and threw it and was like, ugh.
Finally take this off. Yeah, all can relate to that one. Get comfortable.
Yes.
Take it off.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, nothing against people who wear wigs.
No, not at all.
That we should be comfortable whichever way that we look. You know?
Oh yeah, definitely. And
that was super dope.
Right. She won't wig. She's still fine though. I was watching her on Walking Dead. I mean, I had a little mixed feelings about that, her and Rick, but that's a whole nother conversation. But she was still, she was still bad in that, and with the sword, and she didn't play. So, but yeah. Just like I said, iconic movie. If you're black watching this, I don't know where you've been in the last years, but you need to watch it. Matter of fact, watch it today with your family, with your kids, again, and the other movies, Bridges, The Five Bloods, all of that. So watch them.
I watched Marshall actually on the plane. I was going somewhere. And I watched that. I was like, I didn't know that he was this. And my mother actually was the one. She watched it on the side, and she was like, "No, it's really good. It's really, really good." And the thing is, because about this, I think I've had my fill, right? I've had my fill of the slave. It's like we get it.
Facts.
We move forward. They're not budget biopic. We need biopic levels of Malcolm X. That Malcolm X production, I mean, that's like a story, but like that level of marketing, that level of respect behind it. We need to see that we are, yes, that's part of our history. Slavery is our history. We cannot deny it or denounce it. I mean, we can denounce it but not deny it. But also, Jackie Robinson, James Brown, and Thurgood Marshall that should be celebrated and represented in not some low budget film that nobody's going to see, right, by some people that just happy to be,
right,
but that we get quality actors like Chadwick to represent and because I'm sure I think Angelique, he said she didn't even really know that much about Thurgood Marshall, but the movie gave her some information that she wouldn't have known about somebody as iconic as Thurgood Marshall,
That's
so
facts.
it is important that we have these movies. It's important, like I said, they can't give them that we pay a lot of attention to them, and like I said, bigger than just reach here. Reach the quota of slave movies.
Yeah, I don't watch them.
Need no more.
I don't either, so I understand. Because I mean, at this point now, it's like a trigger when I watch it now. I just don't feel like doing what it happened. But I don't have to keep seeing it. I don't have to keep.
You gotta keep showing how y'all was breaking these black men. I'm good.
No, I'm good on that. We just
but
keep moving.
Show me how Thurgood Marshall went up against the government. That went up against the United States of America. Yeah, I want that.
What was that?
Empowers me in the state that a black superhero to a kid so I superhero. That person looks like me. Okay.
Right. Yes.
And is strong. He's not a villain. He's not a criminal. They're not putting him in. So in the same way, those are the images that we need more of. Yes.
There's another movie that came out that I think it had Samuel Jackson and Aaron. It's the bank movie. I can't think of it. I think it's called A Banker, but it was a story. Two black men were able to buy other banks and buy stuff. Had to use a white person, the lead person. I mean, true story, but the point I'm trying to make is that those are stories that we should read or see and know. Educate, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna show racism, there's things where to go through, but it wasn't like watching that movie mad at the end. I was like,
all right, okay. I'm taking that on my mind. Okay.
Yeah. Then you can watch it. It's really good. It's not really that much of any type of race besides the words. Nothing crazy, but it was really good.
Right.
And it's a true story in how they beat the system. Still got a little jail time, but they still beat the system. But it is phenomenal, awesome. So, but it goes back to what you're saying, that we need to see movies of Black history, strong, powerful Black history that had meaning behind. I'm saying not that he was a slave, but the hurdles that you had to go through to get your whatever you time. That's what I'm trying to get at. I'm not trying to say the movie's really but when it first came out, well, it came out, but it was supposed to be in the movie theater. It got black. It's like, oh, I don't know. Bulb. Reason because apparently someone on a protection field had some type of child, whatever. Had nothing to do with the actors in the movie. So because that allegation came out, because it was just an allegation, nothing really came out. This allegation, we got pushed in the back burner, and it came out quietly. But it should have been much bigger than it was. Kind of on the same level of Marshall. That's how good it was. So check it out when you get it. But we're gonna wrap it up here. I mean, I think we touched on a lot of great points here, talking about the legendary, the iconic Chadwick Bosman, and I would something we could have gave him his roses to while he's alive. You understand what I'm saying? Which I'm sure he got it multiple levels, all the kids and adults and people walking up to him, Wakanda forever, because that meant to everybody across the world. Yeah. So I know he got his roses before he passed. No. Yeah. I mean, even we went to the village and had to speak for the kids, like we're not teenager, young adults, whatever you want to call them. That was iconic.
Dope speech.
And if you don't know, people, just YouTube and search college, and I'll let you do the research yourself, but you'll find it. You see it now when people see.
Commencement speech. I forget what college it was, but yeah.
Yeah. I want the people to do their own research so they can know what it is. The reason why I want you to look it up and see what. But anyway, the man had a powerful speech, and I'm saying that with his character, his image, his integrity, it matches up the roles that he played in the movies that he had. It goes hand in hand. And once again, lose the loss to the Hollywood scene as far as black actors, and even to the world. I don't care how to pop it up. It was a big loss. I mean, rest in peace. Basketball legendary basketball player passed away as well. People. So I'm not saying that Chad was above everybody. I'm not saying that, but it was a huge loss. I think everybody have a connection with this person, even though we didn't meet him personally. No, the movie he put out and his body of work.
He's in my living room.
I mean, listen, he's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Black Panther cups and everything.
Right.
Like once again, once I said, loving a bunch of Spider-Mans and Batmans, all that superhero. The fact that I got a black superhero, I went all out. I got Black Panther this, Black Panther that, everything. Because why not? That one, we could be a king. 1, 2, we can be smart. We could be a great leader for a whole nation. Like, I mean, come on now. We're not nobody's side now. Vampire biting people, all that stuff.
Panther didn't come in quietly. Black Panther came in like boom and kicked the door, because they were like, not only are we gonna come with the king, but we also are gonna have a nation that is greater than all the other that they have to come to us for aid and help. And so I mean, we didn't come to so we here now.
Just let y'all know, boom, what's up? How you doing?
Right.
We run stuff around here.
Right.
I mean, even though, even with the movie, Killmonger was in it. Honestly, they both same thing. One was like
another dope role by Michael.
Right, and honestly, it wasn't in the movie. Honestly, it really wasn't. It just, if you pay attention to what's going on, because Michael B. Jordan, he lived the world war that we're in right now. Okay, even though Black Panther is a fictional movie, what we're living now, as black people, we're living that role right now. We're being shot and killed, street projects, all that. We're living that right now, and all he wants to do is help people take up. Like I said, there's really no villain. Only thing I like about the movie was like, dang, first sentence hurt me. Oh, they cousins, they fight each other. Why? Could we kumbaya? It wasn't them, but go back to the fathers. Other men, our actions do matter. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you do now, it does impact the next generation. You know, not just black, just period. The sins of the father does matter. So whatever we do now, we have to make sure we're conscious of what we're doing because it can impact the next generation.
And the last thing on this is that yes, they were cousins, but I think that's even more important that they're right, and they have different ideals as to how they should approach what's going on in Michael B. Jordan, right? Facts. It eventually comes in Honda, but that's exactly what we're dealing with now. Black people are not monolithic, right? And we have these differing views. We're kin because we all black, but we still have this. Some people are revolutionary, like, let's take this thing over. Like, okay, taking you back. But there are people like, no, that's not the way. We have to do it, which is more T'Challa's view. And so I think it absolutely is representative of what's happening. Important that they related, because then that shows, like, yes, we're blood and we have a very close bond because of the blood relation, but we differ in how we feel we need to handle this situation. That's regular. That's now.
Right now, man. Well, it was definitely an honor and blessing to speak to you more about this topic. If people want to reach out to you, how can they get to you?
Oh, on Instagram. I don't have Twitter or anything like that. It's on Instagram.
And what is your name on Instagram?
At Bodyright, BODY.
All right.
WRIGHT. That's my last name.
Hey.
Yep, at Bodyright on Instagram.
And ladies and gentlemen, that she has topics weekly, and there's some great topics. I'm just, she's doing her thing, and on multiple levels. So check her out, people. Subscribe. Yes. And when she had her class on Wednesday, it's the truth too. So if you're looking for a Wednesday class, when she have them, but right. they so someone flowers now. We're speaking, so that. Continue what you're doing, young queen. Because
thank you for supporting me and support all.
You heard that, people. You heard that, people. Yeah. I support. You know what I'm saying? We have to support each other. That's the only way we can grow and get better. I'm a huge supporter of all my black businesses, or all businesses, but definitely black businesses as the time now. So
absolutely.
So thank you. We'll chop it up again. No, not a problem. So everybody, thanks for tuning in to Twins Ain't Talk. Next week, and stay tuned for the next topic. We out. That's a wrap today for the show. Please like, share, comment, share your thoughts. Email us at info@twinsinc.net. You can also subscribe on these platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Castbox, Podcast Addict, and of course YouTube if you want to see us do live recording. So thank you.